PlayStation Showcase 2023. All the news from Sony's big gaming event. It's nearly time for Sony to share what's next for PlayStation. On May 24, the company is set to host its next PlayStation Showcase, promising a show that's more than an hour long with news about games for PS5 and CVR 2. Expect a glimpse at several new creations from PlayStation Studios, as well as spellbinding games from our third-party partners and indie creators, Sony said in a blog post. Spider-Man 2 seems like a lock given its fall 2023 release window, and I'm also hopeful we'll get updates on things like Wolverine, Death Stranding 2, and maybe even Final Fantasy VR Birth. But Sony's blog specifically says we'll see new EP, so there will definitely be some surprises in store. The show kicks off on May 24th at 4 p.m. at 1 p.m. PD. Here's all of our coverage from the event. With the three out of the picture once again, it's time to gear up for a very busy few months of gaming news as publishers host their own live-streamed events. Kicking things off a little early is Sony with its PlayStation Showcase. The company describes it as an event focusing on PS5 and CVR 2 games in development from top studios from around the world. Most likely, that means we'll get a good look at some big first-party titles from Sony, including Insomniac's pair of superhero titles, Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine. There are also multiplayer versions of some of Sony's biggest franchises, Horizon and The Last of Us, in the works, and given the company's recent run of acquisitions, it's likely we'll see some brand new properties as well. And probably something in the live service realm. Right now, Sony may be widely renowned for its ambitious single-player PlayStation games from franchises you've come to know and love. Series like God of War, Horizon, and Spider-Man come to mind for me. But in just a few years, you might instead be playing a lot of new PlayStation franchises and a lot of live service titles. As part of a business presentation on Tuesday, Sony shared some updates about how it plans to invest in its portfolio. In the 2025 fiscal year, for example, it estimates that 50% of its PlayStation Studios investments will be in new IP, which is a major jump from years past. According to a slide, in its 2019 fiscal year, only 20% of its investments were in new franchises. And if you look at the slide, that 50% of investments in FY23 appears to be as large, if not larger, than its entire spending in FY19. The summer of gaming events is starting a little early this year. Sony announced that it will be holding a PlayStation Showcase event on May 24th at 1 p.m. PT. And it sounds like a big one. The stream will be more than an hour long and include games for both the PS5 and PSVR 2. Expect a glimpse at several new creations from PlayStation Studios, as well as spellbinding games from our third-party partners and indie creators, the company says. It'll stream on both YouTube and Twitch. As for what to expect, Sony has a number of upcoming blockbusters, including the superhero games Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine, while I wouldn't be surprised to see Death Stranding 2 make an appearance. The announcement also specifies new IP, so expect the unexpected as well.